Ever downloaded a mobile game because the ad looked so amazing, only to find out it was nothing like what you saw? Well, in this video, we're going to call out some of the most misleading mobile games that tricked millions of people, and we're going to see how those games really play. So, let's find out what those games are right now. With number 1, Hero Wars. Now this game is well known for being just completely weird and fake. Hero Wars promises an intense pin puzzle game, like you can see over here, where you save the day, right? Not really. In fact, here's what the game actually looks like. The game itself isn't that bad, realistically speaking. However, it's about puzzles, and there really isn't any puzzles. The real game is an idle RPG where you collect heroes, level them up, and manage your team. There's pretty much no puzzle gameplay at all. So, realistically speaking, where's the puzzle challenge? But if you thought Hero Wars was misleading, wait until you see what Evony, the King's Return, does next. Number 2, Evony, the King's Return. This one made waves with ads showing choose the right tool puzzles. But in reality, it's not really anything like this. It really looks like this. So the game itself is effectively a strategy war game that's more about building your empire and managing the resources than solving any of the puzzles you just saw a moment ago. You'll spend more time looking at the menus and more time choosing options like that than engaging in the brain-teasing challenges the ad sells you on. It's annoying, but once again, this is par for the course. And speaking of strategy games that are disguised as something else, this next one takes it to a whole new level. With number 3 is Mafia City. Who hasn't seen these ads come around? They're very enticing, and they give you that choice of whether you can do A or go do B. Mafia City might have the most misleading ads out there. Like I said, showing the gangsters running the streets, but the actual game itself is a strategy-based city building game with lots of tapping through menus. It's nothing like what you see where you can tip someone off, or you can help them, and so on. The ads make it look like a gritty, open-world crime experience. Spoiler alert, it's not. But misleading ads aren't just limited to crime games and all the games you just saw already. Even casual games, like this next one, can pull the same trick. And that is number 4, HomeScapes and GardenScapes. These two games had ads that were so misleading that the Advertising Standards Agency in the UK had the game's ads pulled, and thus the games themselves, because they effectively did not advertise the games that they were playing. This one reels you in with a whole bunch of rescue missions like you can see here. Pull the pins in so that they can be safe and you'll be good to go. But what is the real gameplay like? Well, it looks like this. So remember those epic characters we had to effectively save, like this guy here? Doesn't even happen in the game whatsoever. The story, forget about it. All you gotta do is match tiles like you do with Candy Crush. Effectively, it's a glorified version of that. What type of crap is this? But, like the video said, these games don't do anything like the ads do, which really suck because it'll be a really cool game to play. But, nonetheless, let's switch up gears and look at something a little bit darker. And this next game looks like a thrilling zombie survival game, but really is it? Number 5, State of Survival. Now this game looks like it was all about intense tactical decisions, but realistically speaking, the game looks nothing like the ads show here. What does it look like? Instead of you getting the guns here, running off, and then shooting a lot of zombies like you can see here, and building a lot of stuff, it looks like this. Now while this game looks somewhat similar to the ad, it really doesn't advertise the quick building and the quick shooting like the other game does. This one looks pretty good, not gonna lie and say that it doesn't. But realistically speaking, there is no cool rescue missions or high-stake moments. It's just a lot of waiting and upgrading your base. And effectively, it's just a base building zombie survival game. Which, okay, that's something. But zombies aren't the only thing that are tricking players. This next one does something similar with its military-themed ads. Let me show you, because I played the game myself. Number 6, Last War Survival. Now, people who are subscribed to my channel already, and if you're not, this is a great time to like, comment, and subscribe, would have seen this game played by me with some different shorts and so on. However, this game looks really cool, right? However, the game looks nothing, and there are a lot of games that are similar to this, that look nothing like this ad. and it'll be really cool if the game looks like this, because this is a really cool way to play the game. However, as you've probably seen on my channel, the game looks something similar to this. So this game, effectively, it's similar somewhat, but it's still misleading in the fact that a lot of the time you're building your base, you're not in fact going around taking the zombies out the way you are doing it here. There are a couple examples in which you probably can do that. There's the Spec Ops here, and there are some other ones when you're going through different stages, but they don't look anything like the characters that you get from the ad itself. There are a lot of games that look very similar to this, and they make people fall into the same trap the exact same way. But if you want to see how those games are played, that's for another video. Now, if you thought that one was misleading, you'll want to really hear about this next one, which involves superheroes. You're thinking, great, that's cool. Really, is it? Next one is number 7, X-Hero. Wait, wasn't I talking about superheroes? Why is there a dog, and why can you do effectively you're drawing a barrier so that the dog can be safe? Realistically speaking, this game doesn't look anything like this, and you'll see why. Instead of playing the game that looks like this, you download a game that looks like this with superheroes. If this isn't the most bait and switch, this looks nothing like the ad. Yes, it's a superhero game, which is cool, and the gameplay style looks pretty cool, which it looks like a comic book, but this looks like nothing like we just saw. There's no puzzles, there's no solve this so you can look like you have a better IQ. None of that. I don't understand why these devs make an ad, but don't make the game look anything like the ad itself. Clearly, they're just doing it for a cash grab. However, you're sold a different bill of goods than what you're advertised. Now, it ain't just war games doing this. There's another one, but this time it has to do with fish. And this one is number 8, Fishdom. Alright, you see these fish? We're going to find a way to make sure that they're going to be saved so that shark doesn't beat them up, right? You have to make these cool choices of which one should we choose so that the shark can't get the fish. Sounds cool, right? Wrong. It actually looks like this. Okay, this looks nothing like the ad. I mean, first of all, where is the shark? What happened to this whole you have to make sure you effectively beat the shark? Where is it? Don't see it? Because the game, realistically speaking, is all you're doing is making sure, is your number bigger than their number? Great. Now you have a bigger number, jump on to the next one. What type of game is this? There's no two choices, it's just boring. Anyway, as you can see, the real part of this game is that you have to make sure that your number is bigger than their number so you don't end up losing. Pretty dull if you ask me. But there's another game that misleads players with its action-packed advertising, and this one is egregious. And this one's name is number 9, Vikings War of Clans. Now this one, the trailer for this looks amazing. It shows off intense combat and battle tactics in the ads. Like you can see here, right? Looks pretty cool. But sorry to disappoint you, it actually looks a bit like this. Let's be honest, it's just another base building strategy game. There are no real-time battle, no card play like you saw before, no interactive gameplay. Just menus, upgrading, and lots of waiting. Alright, so we got one more game, but the main premise is pretty much this. Why can't devs just simply stick with the vision that they had for the ad and play that through? The last one is number 10, Rise of Kingdoms. Now this game looks pretty cool. It looks like a historical war game with epic battles, lots of action, you're kicking a lot of butt, but mostly it's really like this. You guessed it, another base building game. There's nothing wrong with that, but the game once again looks nothing like the ad, which will make a lot of people really confused and then delete the game pretty quickly. I'm not surprised if all the games are listed here didn't have negative reviews talking about this one thing. So, all in all, there we got it. Mobile games that use the most misleading ads to draw you in to download the game, and maybe you might want to purchase some of the content on there so you can get to the game that you want, but realistically speaking, you don't get it. Have you been fooled by any of these games here that I've shown here? Maybe there's some of the games that I weren't talking about that you have, that you've played. Drop a comment below, tell me which of the game tricks you the most. Let's see how many others fell for the same trap. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.